Hello everybody, Mr. Matthews here. This time the form time topic is the extinction of species. We are living through a period in the history of our Earth, in which huge numbers of familiar species could well become extinct over the next 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 100 years, unless we do something about it. And the main reason is ourselves, human beings, Homo sapiens, as we are called. It's because of our behaviour and because of the fact that we seek to dominate the earth that species are going extinct. And that leads to a loss of something called biodiversity, the actual amount of life forms that we've got on Earth and the range of life forms. So, quick definition of extinction. A species is extinct when no member of the species remains alive anywhere in the world. So the woolly mammoth became extinct thousands and thousands of years ago, though they did live at the same time as early man, and there are no mammoths, as far as we know, unless they're found in some remote region of Siberia. So they've become extinct, and there's so many other creatures throughout the history of life on Earth that have become extinct. Sometimes you get mass extinctions. 65 million years ago, an asteroid hit the Earth and created unbelievable climatic conditions which were disastrous for life. And one of the life forms that became extinct was, of course, the dinosaurs. But that paved the way for the mammals to evolve. And, of course, the mammals eventually led to ourselves, human beings. Some people might say, well, the dinosaurs didn't actually become completely extinct because one branch evolved into the birds. So if you look at a chicken today, that has got characteristics which the dinosaurs once had. But nevertheless, they became extinct 65 million years ago, and it was due to the impact of something from outer space. But the extinction we face today is not anything to do with outer space, it's to do with ourselves. And there's a certain irony about this, because if you go back to the early history of human beings, if you go back to Stone Age times, if you go back to the very early period of the story of Homo sapiens, wild animals, you've got the saber-toothed cats there, were a tremendous threat to humanity. Human beings were physically weak compared to some of these extraordinary wild animals, like the saber-tooths. The only thing that human beings had was, of course, a very powerful brain and the ability to cooperate and to make weapons which they could use against the animals. So once upon a time, animals threatened humanity. Now, it's completely different. Modern human beings, industrial or post-industrial, with our incredible levels of technology, our massive population growth over the last 200 years or so, we now threaten the living creatures, the animals around the earth. So we are the threat. It's completely changed. Here are some of the animals that are under threat today. You've got the giant panda in China and Tibet. Habitat loss is the main reason there. Same thing for the tiger and the elephant. Illegal huntings of elephant for ivory still continue. But of course, there is conservation of the elephant population. The Amur leopard, found in Russia and China, is very close to extinction. And these are only the few, the white-backed vulture, killer whales, all to do largely with man's activities. So these are the species under threat today, or even some of the, or in fact only some of the species. One of the main reasons for extinction is the loss of habitat. Habitat loss as a result of human demand is widely considered to be the most important cause of animal extinction. Rainforests are the main habitats for tropical animals. There are huge demands laid constantly on forests by various parties. Tropical rainforests are cleared for wood, timber resources, development, petroleum resources, mineral resources for cash, crop plantations and subsistence farming. So because of man's economic needs, we are destroying huge areas of rainforest. So therefore, that would explain the decline of the tiger. A magnificent animal, a pretty ferocious animal. And can you see the irony? The ancestors of modern day tigers, which presumably are the saber-toothed cats, they once threatened humanity. Now it's the other way around. Because of the destruction of the rainforest, the tiger is under threat from human beings because of the economic needs of human beings. Okay. Climate change is also a big reason for extinction. As you can see there, the polar bear in the Arctic is threatened with extinction because of increased temperature will mean the end of the glaciers, will mean the melting of the ice, and that takes away the natural habitat of the polar bear. And as global temperatures rise, the problems for the polar bears increase. So polar bears are one of the creatures that is threatened with extinction today. So is our closest living relative, the chimpanzee. We share so much of our DNA with chimpanzees, and apparently we split from them about 6 or 7 million years ago. They live in Africa. There's two species. There's the bonobo and the common chimpanzee, and they live at either side of the Congo River, and they are both in danger of extinction. Habitat loss, again, is one reason, the destruction of the rainforests, but also hunting. Chimpanzee meat is actually sold, and illegal captivity of chimpanzees. Some people take chimpanzees in as pets, take them away from their natural environment, and that is now considered to be illegal, and people can be prosecuted for those actions. But the chimpanzee is quite close to extinction unless we change our ways. Now, one of the greatest experts on the natural world is, of course, the veteran presenter, Sir David Attenborough. And these are two quotes from David Attenborough. Cherish the natural world because you're a part of it and you depend upon it. So he's saying that there's an interaction between human life and the natural world. We must use the natural world with respect rather than just, take from it and give nothing back to it. We could accept a lower rate of economic growth. We could accept less commodities in our homes, a lower standard of living, in exchange for having the natural world. His other quote says, it is that range of biodiversity that we must care for, the whole thing, rather than just one or two stars. So instead of just saying, we don't want to lose the chimpanzee, or we don't want to lose the polar bear, or we don't want to lose the tiger, we don't want to lose huge areas of life in general. It's the biodiversity. It's the range of creatures. Some of them could be humble insects, not magnificent creatures like tigers or elephants, but they are just as important. And in the rainforest, there's huge amounts of DNA available from plants, for example, that have still not actually been discovered by naturalists. And there could be in those plants the cure for cancer or heart disease or whatever. So it's the whole range, it's the biodiversity that's important. So we face a crisis in terms of the natural world. And although tigers are ferocious animals, wouldn't it be sad if we lived in a world where there were no tigers in the wild? Maybe one or two tigers in zoos, but no tigers in the wild. So on that note, thank you for listening.